All right, and we are back here on the GSMC Football Podcast. And for the final part of the show, we will now preview the late window games for Sunday. Like I said, there's only 3 games, because we did the 49ers and the Eagles, of course. So we got the Bucks and the Panthers, the Browns and the Rams, and the Chiefs and the Packers. So let's start off with the Panthers and the Buccaneers. This game will be in Tampa. Panthers obviously fired their head coach, Frank Reich. So that could, sometimes when that happens, teams play well for some reason. The over-under is actually 37, which is kind of low. Bucks obviously, after that 3-1 start, they're 1-6. And they've lost some close games as well. And I was like, hey, maybe the Bucks are legit. Unfortunately not. I do like them in this spot to bounce back. The Panthers just are not a very good offensive team. I really don't see how they turn it around and end up putting up points now all of a sudden. I don't know. And you know what? I've actually done well picking Panthers games this year. The only games that I've lost, in terms of the spread, obviously, the only games that I've lost are the when they played the Falcons in Week 1, they lost by 2 scores, and then they lost by 10 against Seattle, and Andy Dalton played in that game, and played well. At least his stats are good, even though he threw the ball almost 60 times. 34 of 58, 361 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. But other than that, I've won pretty much every Panthers game. I mean, I picked them to win their only game, and that was against the Texans, which is really weird. So yeah, I mean, they're playing the Bucks. I mean, I think this is a get right game for the Bucks. I mean, 5.5. I mean, the Bucks I think could win by more than that, but the Panthers could also keep it close. In terms of their league rankings, so the comparisons, the Bucks are 18th in passing yards per game, Panthers are 25th. The Bucks are 31st in rushing yards per game, the Panthers are 28th. The Bucks are 23rd in points per game, and the Panthers are 29th. So yeah, I mean, these teams struggle to put up points, but I do think the Bucks are the better team. The Panthers' defense is actually second against the pass this year. Bucks are 31st, and then against the run, the Bucks are 9th, Panthers are 24th, and then points allowed, the Bucks are 13th, and the Panthers are 30th. So I expect Baker Mayfield to have a good game here. Mike Evans maybe to score some more touchdowns. I'm going to need it this week. Yeah, I like the Bucks to bounce back here, get to 5-7. Panthers lose another game. I like the Bucks to cover here. So, with that being said, let's get into now our second game, and that is the 7-4 Cleveland Browns taking on the 5-6 LA Rams. Rams have now stringed together a couple of wins against divisional opponents. A win could put them in the playoff conversation. Obviously, the Browns' quarterback situation is in a little bit of a mess right now. I shouldn't say a little bit. It's a mess. It's a mess because you have Deshaun Watson out for the year. DTR got hurt in the game against the Broncos. I guess they just really don't trust PJ Walker. He really didn't do anything in the game against the Broncos. So now they had to sign Joe Flacco to their practice squad. So we might see Joe Flacco playing on Sunday. In terms of their league rankings, you got the Rams, who are 15th in passing yards per game. The Browns are 27th. The Browns are 3rd in rushing yards per game. Rams are 14th. Now getting Kyron Williams back. I mean, that's only going to get better. And then in terms of points per game, I mean, both teams are around the same. Browns are 16th. Rams are 17th. Then on the defensive side of the ball, the Browns are number 1 against the pass. Rams are 13th against the run. The Browns are 12th. Rams are 18th. And then points allowed, the Browns defense is 7th. And the Rams is 16th. Matthew Stafford had a good game last week, 4 touchdowns against the Cardinals. I mean, the Rams own the Cardinals. I mean, that's really just how it's been in recent memory. I mean, the way the Browns' quarterback situation is, I think the Rams win this game. Right now, I have them in the spread pool, but that's one game that I could just like I could see, losing. Because I think the spread was originally 4.5, but then I think it went down. It went down to 3.5. But I don't know. It's just with the Browns quarterback situation. I mean, I don't want to pick the Browns if Joe Flacco is playing quarterback. I don't know if I could do that. So that one might be subject to change. If DTR plays, maybe I take the Browns. Because I still don't really trust the Rams either. I think with this Browns defense coming in, they could definitely put pressure on Matthew Stafford and force him into some mistakes. It was kind of surprising how Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp really just didn't do anything last week. I mean, it was the Tyler Higbee, Kyron Williams show. I don't know. I mean, for me, that this game is subject to change. Right now, the over/under is 40.5. Yeah, it's going to be right around that number. I'm going to say, you know what? I'll actually take the under in this game. I feel like it's going to be a lower scoring game. With the Browns quarterback issues and their defense, that's how I see it. But when it comes to the spread, it's going to be subject to change. I got to see who's playing. Like if Joe Flacco is playing, like am I going to really just pick the Browns with him, playing straight off his couch, coming straight off his couch to play, like Justin Pugh, when the Giants signed him when they were desperate for offensive linemen. I don't know. You just feel for the Browns and what's been going on because this team is a good team. It's just the quarterback situation is just, it's been a mess. It's been a mess. So let's get to the final game on Sunday. You got the Green Bay Packers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. If Aaron Rodgers stayed one more year, we could have got Mahomes versus Rodgers on Sunday night in Lambeau. But it's going to be Jordan Love versus Patrick Mahomes. They did play against each other back in 2021 when Aaron Rodgers got COVID. That was back in Arrowhead. I think the final score in that game was like 13-7. It was like a really low-scoring game. Hold on, we got to look this up. And that was when like the Chiefs. That was another year when the Chiefs had a little bit of a stretch where they were kind of struggling offensively. Let me see here. The final score in that game was 13-7. Yeah. Yeah, that was Jordan Love's first career start, and he's been playing better as of late. He's been going through a little bit. He was going through a little bit of a funk, and we were all questioning like, is he the guy? Well, right now, at the moment, hey, maybe he is the guy. So in terms of the league rankings, the Chiefs are 7th in passing yards per game. The Packers are 16th. Rushing yards per game, the Chiefs are 17th. Packers are 21st. And then points per game, the Chiefs are 11th. And the Packers are 18th. Then on the defensive side of the ball, both teams are top 10 against the pass. Packers are 8th. Chiefs are 3rd. Rushing yards per game, Packers are 27th. Chiefs are 19th. And then points allowed, Packers are 10th. And the Chiefs are 3rd. So, Packers right now are 6-point underdogs at home. And I actually do currently have them as my pick for Sunday night. Now, they've gone against the Chargers defense. They've gone against the Lions defense. So those are two bad defenses, and Jordan Love has looked good against both. So this will be a true test for Jordan Love. Can he get it done? I mean, the Packers being 6-point underdogs at home. I mean, you got the Chiefs coming in. Lambeau Field is going to be going absolutely bonkers with the Chiefs coming in. Maybe they keep it close. I also got some ground to make up in the spread pool. So, this would be a game to do that if I take the Packers here. But I could very well see the Chiefs also just dominating this game and the Packers returning to reality. That, you went up against some bad defenses. That's why you look good. But I don't know. I mean, they looked bad against the Raiders. They've looked bad. I mean, I'll take anything, Jordan Love has been, making some good throws. His connection with his, young receivers. It looks like that's finally starting to take effect. Jaden Reed had another touchdown on Thanksgiving. Christian Watson had a big game on Thanksgiving. a touchdown, that 53-yard reception he had to open up the game. Romeo Doubs and Jordan Love, they had they were getting it going earlier in the year, but not so much lately. The running back situation, we'll see. A.J. Dillon, I think, returned to practice. Aaron Jones is still not practicing, so we'll see if it's been a rough year for Aaron Jones. He just can't stay on the field. Because when he's on the field, he's one of the better running backs in the NFL, but that just hasn't been the case. So we'll see. I think the Chiefs will win this game, but I'm hoping the Packers can maybe cover the spread. Maybe. But yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to the late window games. Let me know what you guys think about all the games. Who do you think is going to win this week? Let me know in the comments below. So just want to remind you guys again that in about a half hour, a little over a half hour at the moment, because we still got some time here left in the show, I will be streaming once again, talking some baseball, the GSMC Baseball Podcast. A new episode will be, I'll be streaming that at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, so make sure to tune in for that. I'm going to be talking about, the big free agents, and what the news is surrounding some of them. Ohtani, of course, Yamamoto, also Juan Soto and the possibility of him being traded. Also, the Mets making a couple of moves, so we'll talk about that and some other signings as well throughout the league. So that's what that show will be about in a half hour, and hopefully things ramp up next week. So then we have, some more things to discuss, because right now, it's tough when baseball's not really happening at the moment. We're in the off season, and we're waiting for the big free agents to sign, and we're gonna get into all that. We're now in December, so in spring training, before you know it, will be here. Don't want to rush it, but hey, it's true. Because like I keep saying, time goes very fast. But yeah, week 13 in the NFL is upon us. College football is winding down. Not much time left in that. And, so before you know it, it is going to be baseball season again. So, but yeah, again, make sure to tune in for the GSMC Baseball Podcast. Like I said, that's going to be in about a half hour, 12 p.m. or 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Like I said, we're going to basically just talk about, what the news is revolving around these big free agents. Ohtani, Yamamoto, Bellinger, of course. And then, of course, you have Juan Soto. The Padres and the Yankees engaging in some trade talks for him. And as a Yankee fan, I'm hoping for the best, but at the same time, got to expect the worst, because who knows? I don't want to get ahead of myself. But yeah, just make sure to tune into that. And, again, I thank everybody for tuning in for today. Another week in the books. I'm really looking forward to this Sunday to just, watch the games. It's going to be nice. My mom told me last night that she's making baked ziti on Sunday. So, that to go along with football, that's going to be a great day. So, really looking forward to that. But yeah, with that is all the time that we have for today. I thank you guys for watching. Once again, make sure to tune in 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another edition of the GSMC Baseball Podcast. So until then, if you tune in for that, I'll see you then. But for everybody else, enjoy the games this weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday. And that's it. Another edition of the GSMC Football Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network, in the books. I'll see some of you guys in a half hour. If not, enjoy the games this weekend, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.